The holiday season is upon us, and we're surrounded by friends and good food and family. And sometimes it's hard to avoid, gaining weight during the holiday season. So today on our podcast, I'm going to give you 25 tips of how to avoid that holiday weight gain.
We all face challenges, crucibles in life that make us or break us, and our health is often the biggest crucible we will face. This podcast is designed to help you achieve your health goals through simple, strategic, and proven methods. In every episode, we'll learn about how to overcome your health crucibles and live your best life.
Hello, everybody. I'm MaryLee Atenhan, coming to you live from the Diva Den Studios here in Brentwood, Tennessee, for my podcast, Crucible. And on today's podcast, I'm going to be giving you 25 tips to avoid holiday weight gain, how to stay on your program 100% or go off your program 100% or modify your program. And my guest and I are going to give you 25 tips of how to not gain that holiday, weight. But stay tuned because I'm going to be giving instructions at the end of my podcast how you can become a part of a raffle to get $100 Amazon gift cards, a Massage Envy gift card, and a free consultation to House of Color, where you can, for $300, this will be free for you, and you can have your colors done. And this is for men and women. This is not just a girl thing. But first, I'd like to introduce my guest on Crucible. And she was on season 2, episode 5. And she's my dear friend, my twin. I mean, we are faith girls, and we have birthday twins as well. We're birthday twins, and she's my sister from another mother. So please give a nice warm welcome to Allison Britton.
Yay! Hey, MaryLee. Oh my gosh. Happy holidays. As you can tell, we are holidayed up. So
exactly.
I'm so excited to be here. It just seemed like I was here, like yesterday.
Like a blink. I know.
But I have to tell you real quick, because my daughter texted me yesterday. She goes, "Mom, I watched the last episode. You do look like your friend." It was cute.
Yeah, coming from your daughter, even my sister told me that. She says, "You do look a lot alike." And it's like, yeah, that's crazy. But you're growing your hair out now. So then I don't know if we may not look alike anymore.
We'll see how long I make it.
Okay. Well, you always look beautiful no matter what you do. So, but I just appreciate you being here, Allison, because we had a lot of fun on that episode, and we're both certified health coaches, and that's our jam, and that's what we're here to talk about today. And as you know, the holiday season is quickly coming, and the number one question I get asked as a coach is, how do I get through the holiday season without gaining weight? And I know you do too as well, Allison.
Yeah, I do.
And we don't want our clients to crash and burn, and some of them want, we have many options that we give them. So we let them have their choice. But as many of you may know or may not know, that the prevalence of obesity is continuing to rise. And there's a huge controversy as to why and what are the underlying causes of this trend. So Oxford did a study, and they tested 195 people from Thanksgiving through New Year's, and they found that one group only gained like 1 pound, actually not even a pound, it was like 0.82 of a pound. And one group that was overweight and obese, they gained anywhere from 5.7 to 8 pounds. Well, that's still not that much weight in the scheme of life, right? But the part that was shocking to me was that in addition to the entire population, the weight gain during that 6-week period explained 51% of people's annual weight gain. And these results suggest that holiday weight gain may be an important factor or contributor to the rising prevalence of obesity. And I was shocked by that. I never thought of that, but I can easily see how that occurs. People just give up, and I've done it and just said, oh, I'll just wait till New Year's, do the New Year's resolution. So that leads to my first point of staying on our whatever plan you're on, our program 100%. And Allison, what do you tell your clients?
Yeah, you know what, that is what you just said was so true. I used to think that Christmas was 30 days because I was always going to start my diet on Monday, right? So
right.
In finding this plan and program, and whatever program that is for you or plan, that means just like stay on that plan that you have for yourself. In our case, it's to stay on our fuelings all day long. And then your lean and green is what's going to be your Thanksgiving meal. And so that is going to help you kind of navigate and not kind of start eating all day long. And what that's going to do is, like, even if you're going, if you're staying in, or if you're going to a party or someone, you be the one to bring the healthy dish.
Yes.
And then, so that you're going to stay on plan. Actually, you'll inspire a lot of other people too when you bring the healthy dish.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I do that even if they don't ask me to bring food. I still show up
yes.
with usually it's that buffalo, chicken jalapeno, chicken pepper poppers, I think, dip, but it's a great one. But I also include, and I know you tell this to your clients as well, the option that if they want, they need to remember why they're doing this and how they want to feel after the holiday. Do they want to feel bloated, sick, defeated, or do they want to, get through it and feel, victorious and just happy with themselves? Mm-hmm. But I loved what you shared yesterday, and that was be the one to show up better. And why don't you expand on that? Yeah,
when you walk in the door, be the one to show up better. Be the one confident. Be the one on plan. Be the one that, a lot of people will say, oh, you can't eat that because you're on that diet. And I go, oh, absolutely can eat anything I want. I'm just choosing not to until I reach a goal, And one other tip that I have, which is just really good, I'm right-handed. So if you're right-handed or left-handed, write the word healthy on whatever hand it is that you're going to be eating with that day, because every time you take a bite of something, you need to be reminded to stay healthy or eat healthy.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. And carrying yourself with confidence into that gathering, that's just so key. And honestly, when you share with people, hey, I'm on a health journey, and usually people are like, oh, they're very intrigued, and they're like, good for you. And, usually so totally supportive. So, right. But some people, and honestly, I was this person, they don't want to be thinking about, having to worry about what food they're going to eat. They don't want to stress over it. They just want to go relax, unplug, enjoy the holidays, worry about it later, and they go off. And at least in my second point, they go off the program, the entire day. So how do you deal with your clients that want to do this?
I love that I get to put that decision in their hands. They get to choose. And so, if you're going to do that, you might as well go big or go home, right? Eat all day, eat whatever, if you're going to do it, do it right. But I can tell you that your body, if you have been eating healthy before, your body's going to let you know the next day. So it's going to make you feel horrible, but it's also 100% your choice, and it is for one day. So you get to choose whatever that is.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you are exactly right. I felt terrible the next day, back probably the next 2 to 3 days, because it took forever to get, kind of back into my healthy groove. And so for Christmas then I decided I'm not going to do that. I was so sick. It was horrible. Yeah. And that leads to my third point, of just modifying your plan, which, seems the most reasonable. So again, what do you share with your clients first?
Yeah. And this is what I have done throughout my 4 years on program is I eat my fuelings during the day. So I'm going to stay on point during the day. But then that one meal at Thanksgiving, I'm going to really enjoy. What I have learned, though, it's about the people that we're with, right? So I'm going to enjoy maybe you just a few bites. Maybe I want some sweet potatoes. Maybe I want a stuffing or something like that. Or I think the debate is it stuffing or is it dressing? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in another podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
But, this is probably going to throw you out of fat burn, but it may not take you a full 4 days to get back into fat burn if you just have a few bites. And I have learned that if I take that first bite, it totally satisfies me if I'm craving that. So you get to choose.
Yeah, exactly. And that just leads right into now our 25. We're going to give you 25 tips to avoid that holiday weight gain. And I'm going to let you start off.
Okay, this is like the 25 days to Christmas.
Exactly.
At a gathering, you be the one, to bring the healthy dish. We talked about that a little while ago.
Right. And that's, it seems simple, but you at least know there's one thing on the table that, is good for you. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Number 2, and you shared this too, be active with your family and friends. It's really remember what the season is about and the reason for the holiday. That's more important than the food. And if you focus on that, then you're not going to be, as tempted to be eating unless you're hanging out in the kitchen.
Absolutely. Yeah. Number 3, do not starve yourself all day long for that one meal, because by the time you get to that one meal, you will eat everything on the table. Yeah. So eat every 2.5 to 3 hours, something small, something good, healthy until you get to that meal.
Yeah, good. And I used to do that as well. So I've learned, but you're right. You're exactly right. And next, 4, you need to snack wisely. The Christmas season is filled with temptations, and you need to think and ask yourself, am I eating this because I'm hungry or just because there's just food around and food's available everywhere? So be very mindful.
Right. I call those bites, licks, and tastes, the BLTs, and those can get you in trouble all day. Number 5, I love to drink all your water before you get to the event you're going to, because you might get so caught up in talking and just having great family time that you'll forget. So then anything extra is really good. But get all that. We recommend 64 ounces of water. So get all that in before you go.
Yeah, that's great advice. And number 6, practice mindful eating. Studies show that people who eat when they're distracted are more likely to overeat, which makes sense. So choose slowly, pay attention to your body's fullness signs, and pay attention to your plate and not be multitasking, on your phone.
Yeah. Number 7, I practiced this weekend. I was around a family wedding, and I just decided I wasn't going to have any alcohol this weekend. And I carried around a water bottle in my hand. So it tricked my brain. So when I set it down, I had to stop, challenge, and choose whatever I was going to eat or whatever I was thinking that I wanted to drink. So it really worked this weekend.
Oh, good for you. That's great. I love that. Number 8, get plenty of sleep. People that don't sleep tend to be hungrier, they consume more calories, and they usually don't exercise.
Yeah, and those naps. Everybody takes those naps on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
But number 9, I love, and I think I mentioned it before, but it's never be shy to let your family know that you're taking control of your health. Like I say, they will try to say, oh, you can't have that because you're on that diet. And I always say, oh my goodness, I'm just choosing right now not to, so I can incorporate some healthier habits into my, my daily routine.
Yeah. And I love that you're taking back your health. You're not just on a diet. When you say that, then people are like, oh, she can't have anything, Right. But you're right. Yeah. It's empowering. And that's when you get your power back, when you make those good choices. So
Absolutely.
Number 10, control your stress levels. Holidays can be stressful, at least in my life, that has been proven so. And stress causes high levels of cortisol, which of course we all hold in our belly. So, and it also is linked to greater food intake if you've got a high cortisol level. So do some prayer. Jesus is greater than all that food and temptation out there. Claim scripture, meditate, do yoga, deep breathing, take a walk, maybe just get out of of wherever it is that you're having your holiday, and take a walk.
Great
it's
advice.
a great way. Yeah,
Great
advice.
advice. Number 11. Take a walk around the table before you eat. Scope it out. Scope it out. Just kind of go around and see what your choices are before you get to the table and then are forced to like take a bite of everything. Just kind of scope it out before you mentally prepare, I say. Mentally prepare for what's about to happen.
Yeah. That should probably be number one. And that kind of goes through all of these these ideas that we're giving, but is your mental preparation. But number 12, here come the taste bites and licks. Cut back on the taste testing when you're cooking or baking, because all of that does add up. And if you know Paula Deen's story, she ended up being diabetic and had to lose weight. And you don't want to end up that way before you even go to the event. So, and that's when I drink my water. I love to do sugar cookies with my grandkids, and that's kind of a tradition for almost every holiday. But I just drink my water, and I don't pick up the little pieces of dough. Of course, they do. They're all sugared up, but
right,
just fine.
And one of the things that I've learned is use a smaller plate. Don't go get the biggest plate you can find, but maybe just like a dessert plate, and then just go and put on your plate whatever, but put it in small amounts. Then you don't overeat.
Yeah, great advice. And if it is a large dinner, size plate, then just fill the inside rim, which is more like a salad plate. But yeah,
good idea.
Number 14, limit your dessert intake, because desserts are everywhere, and snacks, and instead of eating everything in sight, you kind of touched on this already, Allison, pick 2 or 3 of your favorites and then stick to the 3-bite rule. And that is, after 3 bites, your brain, your body does not get any more satisfaction. It does not send any more serotonin or whatever to your brain. You're basically eating empty calories at that point. So just take the 3 bites and set it down, or only take a small portion that is 3 bites big.
Right. These are such good tips. Number 15, pre-decide what you're going to eat. So if you want, like my mother used to make the best dressing ever. And I was not passing that up. And she poured so much love into that dressing. Cooked it all day long. I was going to have a bite, right? So pre-decide maybe one thing, like if it's grandma's pie, or if it's my mom's dressing or stuffing or whatever, take a bite. Go ahead and take a bite, but pre-decide that before you get there.
Yeah, exactly. And 16, limit your liquid calories. We're usually invited over to friends, and there's always a cocktail hour before the huge meal. So it's super easy to rack up 500, 700, 800 calories before you even sit down to the meal. So, and when you drink, it's going to increase your appetite, and it is a risk factor to weight gain.
Absolutely. Number 17, this is a great one. Take some sugar-free gum and snack on sugar-free gum. It's really hard to go over and get a carrot or, whatever. Carrot's fine, but say it's chocolate or whatever if you're snacking on gum. So just put some sugar-free gum in your mouth, and it helps kind of ward off the cravings.
That's awesome. Yeah. Number 18, modify your recipes ahead of time. So use applesauce instead of butter, stevia instead of sugar, flavor with herbs and spices instead of butter, use low-fat milk or Greek yogurt, substituting for sour cream. These are just a few suggestions, but it helps take down that calorie count and makes it all healthier for everyone that you're serving.
Yeah, that's great to remember. Number 19. Do not feel guilty if you are allowing yourself to eat off plan. There is no shame here. It is your choice, and we do not want to go back in that mindset of feeling horrible. Just enjoy it and jump back on the next day. But just remember your why. I always think, I always look at something if I really want it and say, is this going to get me closer to my goal? If it's no, I probably will pass it up.
Yeah, exactly. And that that is golden to keeping your weight off forever. So, number 20, weigh yourself regularly through the holidays. And studies suggest that people who weigh themselves regularly through the holidays, of course, don't gain as much because you see what's on the scale and then you're like, oh, I got to cut back. So,
yeah,
I
that's
thought
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing is, I love 21. I did that this morning. It was 31 degrees here in Bentonville, Arkansas.
It's cold here too.
And my girlfriend and I walk every morning, and we said, we're going to do this. But had I not had a buddy to do it with, I probably would have stayed in bed. So if you use the buddy system, you're more successful if you reach out to your coach who is helping you, or to help encourage you, or even do this with a friend or your spouse or your husband. It's really much more effective when you have a buddy to cheer you on and help you kind of motivate you.
Right. And make sure that buddy, has the same goals in line with you.
Absolutely. That's a good point.
Right. Because I have a lot of buddies that kind of could pull me off the other way too.
Right.
So anyway, number 22, then avoid processed foods such as boxed mashed potatoes or stuffing. And anything in the middle of the grocery store. If you see that out on the buffet as you scope the table or scope wherever it is that you're at, before you eat, avoid that and go for the fresh vegetables, the fresh fruit. You'll be better off.
Absolutely. Number 23, don't take seconds or thirds or fourths. I mean, I can keep going. We start with the one meal, and then by kick off to the Cowboy game. Yes, I'm a Cowboy fan. It's another bite of something, and then it just keeps on going. So just use that one meal and stick to that one meal that you're going to eat that, and not go back and keep going back for second and thirds and fourths.
Yeah, exactly. And don't feel like you have to clean up your plate, because that was what was ingrained in my brain. And my husband's always telling me, MaryLee, if you're full, you don't have to finish the whole plate.
Right.
In fact, he told me that Saturday night we were out at Connors, and it was like, okay, thank you. He's like, I know there's still starving children in India, which is what our parents always told us.
Right.
And it's not funny, but it's just been an ingrained habit. So number 24, plan ahead and don't use the I'll start tomorrow mentality, because inevitably that just prolongs, unhealthy habits. And then you're 6 weeks in this cycle of feeling horrible. And then by the New Year's, you've had it with yourself and you're sick and tired of being, sick and tired.
Oh, I can relate. I can relate to that. How many times was I going to start tomorrow or start on Monday? So
me too.
One. And number 25, stick to your goals, whatever you do. If you're 100% in, you're 100% out, or modifying your health plan, you get to choose, and be totally okay with that. It's one day. It's not, it's not the entire month of November like I used to think, or the entire month of December. It's Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day. So just use those and choose wisely. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, exactly. Great job. Thank you for your help. The bottom line is, if you're really serious about following your health program and achieving your goals, you've got to draw the line.
Right.
And it's okay to say no to foods or habits that don't align with your goals anymore. And people are going to slip up. We've talked about that. And you are going to slip up. So give yourself grace, and mercy. But don't abandon your goals. Don't have the, I'm either all in or I'm all out mindset. If you mess up, no big deal. Give yourself that grace. And then the next meal, make sure that you make a healthy choice. I think that always helps. And that's not really number 26, but anyway, just a summation, I think, of all of it. So, and now I'm going to talk about my gift giveaway. Just by sending your email to Crucibles, plural, of champions, plural, at gmail.com. You'll be entered into a raffle, and I'm going to give off give out 5 Amazon $100 gift cards and a Massage Envy gift card, which is for a 60-minute massage. Who doesn't need that during the holidays? And then, of course, the House of Color, and you can get this free consultation for $300. And as I said, it is for men and women. And if you've had your colors done and you know what season you are, then there is a whole style portion of this as well, and you can apply this $300 towards that as well. And they talk about your body shape, they measure your shoulders. It's very fun. And then you'll find out if all the clothes you've been wearing your whole life or the clothes you want to buy will look good on your body. So anyway, that's cruciblesofchampions@gmail.com, and the drawing will take place after our December 20th airing of this podcast. So I just want to thank you so much, Allison, for being here. And I know you've got a busy day, and it was just a tough time to find that we could even have an hour the same. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I love you, my friend. Thank you for having me.
I love you too. And everybody be blessed and have a happy holiday.
This income testimonial is not representative of the average earnings that coaches achieve with Optavia. Only a very small number of coaches will achieve income that is within the range of this testimonial. Optavia makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with Optavia results only from successful sales efforts, which require hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the Optavia income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches. In a clinical study, the group on the Optimal Weight 5-in-1 plan lost 10 times more weight than the self-directed group. Average weight loss for clients on the Optimal Weight 5-in-1 plan is 12 pounds. References include Dr. A's Habits of Health book by Wayne Scott Anderson, Your Life book by Wayne Scott Anderson, The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership by Jem Diethmer, Diana Chapman, and Kaylee Warner-Klemp, Lifelong Transformation, One Healthy Habit at a Time, Optimal Weight 5-in-1 plan, Optimal Weight 3-in-3 plan, Optavia, the 4 components of our system, Optavia Coach, The Habits of Health Transformational System, Your Life book by Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson.